cold broadcast to, I don't know, somebody you got a business card of?
Well, it depends. If it's a contact that I met casually, if I met you at MDRT or somewhere and I'd say to you, look, let's keep in touch, and you say yes, then I'll add you to my contacts. And if you were in the life insurance business, I'll add you to the list of life insurance connections outside of the UK. So if I have an interesting opportunity for anything, you will get a WhatsApp message from me from time to time. I don't abuse it. I don't do more than, the average customer or contact will probably not get more than about 6 to 8 messages a year.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not a pest. The only ones who might be exceptions, if we're particularly busy on real estate and you indicated that you're interested in real estate opportunity, you might get 15 a year. 1.5 a month.
And is it like just a text or a link or a video? How do you do it?
I have not, I'm a late adopter of any technology. This is only my 3rd Zoom conference.
Nevertheless, I never used WhatsApp broadcasting. Is it a secret? Is it your cup of tea?
It's the most powerful prospecting tool that I've got.
It's my,
I've got all my contacts and customers organized in various ways, and you can be on more than one list, incidentally. So if you are a business customer of mine or connection of mine, you will be on, let's say, Andrei Paskin. Okay.
Yes.
So you will be on my customers list with under the letter P. I've got all my customers organized A, B, C, D. People say, why? And I say, because if I've just got them on a chronological, no-nonsense list, and you contact me afterwards and say, can you take me off this list? It happens. How will I find you unless I can go straight to P? But you could also be, if you're a customer and in the life insurance business and interested in investing in real estate, you'll be on 3 lists. And I spent hours and hours and hours initially sorting out all the contacts into lists. But once that you've done it, you've got an incredible tool in, if I want to, let's say if there's a new fund or a new life insurance product, new, let's say, critical illness. Do you sell critical illness?
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect. If you've got a new policy that offers something cover, I mean, I'm just thinking aloud, so nothing specific, but let's say if an insurance company today wrote that we will cover fatalities or critical illness policy that will cover fatalities or a diagnosis of COVID-19. I haven't heard of one that specifically came out with that, but it would be a fantastic marketing idea.
Yeah.
It is. I might check in whether that. I can get a message out to 3,000 people that if they're at all concerned about COVID-19 and would like to have £100,000 in the bank in the event of diagnosis, please call me.
Yeah.
I'm selling you money for pennies on the dollar, pennies on the pound. How else are you going to get the message out quickly to everyone? So there are 2 types of people that I work with today. People who are on WhatsApp and people I never speak to. Because if I'm not on WhatsApp, I can't communicate with them. I've got 1 or 2 exceptions that have been with me for a long time. Somebody else is joining us.
Yes, it's my colleague also from our He's also MDRT, our from MDRT member from Russia, Igor. Maybe
Yes, hi, everyone.
Welcome.
Yes, hi.
So WhatsApp is, to my mind, I did a big presentation. I was a keynote speaker at the conference in Israel just in December. And I said to them, this is the most powerful prospecting tool that none of you are using.
Mhm.
There's
Okay.
also things that are really great about WhatsApp broadcast list. You can tell if they've received it because you've got the double blue V.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, not only received it, but they opened it. You can tell if they've read it.
Yeah, yes. Like a proof.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do any of you use email for prospecting?
Sometimes.
Yeah. You can never tell if they've opened it.
Yes, really, exactly. Yes.
I come in the morning, I go to my computer and I delete. I never open them. Do you know why WhatsApp is so powerful?
Because
You
there's a sign.
do not
Yes.
delete it until you've opened it.
Without seeing it, yeah.
Exactly. Yes.
So I'm sorry if I'm too enthusiastic about WhatsApp, but it's an incredible tool.
But you know, now I can recall several messages coming through WhatsApp thinking, well, this is not exactly addressed to me personally, but how do they do this sort of mass mailing out to everyone? So
Okay.
this is the feature.
There's two things. If a WhatsApp message comes into you and it doesn't have the
Hi,
recipient's
Andre.
name,
Yeah.
sorry, the sender's name, if it just shows up as a number, it means that it's someone who's not in your contacts list.
Really, yes.
But the message still comes through. So what you have is exactly 2.5, 3 seconds of them looking at the message and reading the first 3 lines and deciding whether it's interesting to read the rest. Otherwise, they delete it. And the way I operate on that, all my customers I put them on there and they stay on the list until either they die or they say to me specifically, can you take me off this list?
Mm.
Okay. And it completely changed prospecting for me.
Really.
Yeah, totally.
Idea, yes.
I do that, as I say, once, twice a month, depending on what I'm talking about. But for certain specific things, we had a specific scheme that was available recently, loans for business people with the backing of the UK government.
Mm-hmm.
And I sent out a message. I'll tell you exactly what it says if you're interested. All my messages start is hello or hi. I don't need to put in the name of the person. There is some software out there that you can use to put the person's name as well. I read about it, but I haven't put the app on my phone as yet.
You are lazy enough.
I'm sorry?
You are lazy enough not to do it. Sorry.
Yeah, so
Compliment.
let me just have a look.
Yeah.
I'll find somebody. Yeah. Right. This is, I'm reading to you verbatim the text that I sent customers. It was, hi again. This is important and quite exciting. Now, if I sent that to you, would you read a little bit more? Whether you had my number on the top or whether you had, so whether I was in your contacts list or not, you'd read it, I hope. So you have to think about, use the words very carefully because the words are very powerful.
Yes, yes.
Hi, or hi again, this is important and quite exciting. I recently wrote to you about the government-announced Small Business Bounce Back Loan Scheme as available for major accredited lenders. Whilst useful, it is able to offer maximum loans of £50,000. I am excited to announce that we are now able, via a colleague, offer businesses coronavirus business interruption loan scheme loans up to £250,000 without the need for PGs, no need for personal guarantee.
Mm-hmm.
Borrowers will need to provide last 6 months consecutive bank statements, last 2 years full accounts, proof of identity and proof of address. These are available now. If you need more information, or if your bank does not offer these, please contact me. Best wishes, stay safe, Moshe Hadary. I sent that out, and I'd say within 12 hours. Okay, so that day and the next day, we've had 6 inquiries on those. We get very well paid for doing those loans. Why? Because I was offering a lot of money for businesses where they couldn't get them from their own banks with no personal guarantees.
Mm-hmm.
I can do the same for insurance, offering COVID-19 payout. I can do the same with property. Anything, any product. I'm
Inside your magic circle, yes?
not just a magic circle. I'm of a mindset now where people say, what business are you in? Then I say, I'm complicated. And I say, what do you mean? This is wonderful. If people say, what do you mean? It means they're interested in the move in and they're paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
And then I say, I'm in the business of creating business, adding value, and creating and protecting your wealth.
Прям win-win.
I'm sorry?
Sorry, I shared with Maya my idea. The point is, Maya, she is my colleague in club of referrals, business network, and the name of our club, Win-Win.
Win-win. Yeah. So I'll give you an example. This is just this morning. Somebody came in, and can you see what that is?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Hand sanitizer, yeah.
Hand sanitizer. Somebody came in and said, I can source this at a very low cost of so much. I can bring you 1 unit. I can bring you cases of 12. I can give you pallets. Or if you want, I can have containers. He didn't know that, but a week ago, a business contact of mine, a client of mine, who has some finance, mortgages, and insurance, but he knows I'm in looking different businesses. He sent me an email. He's in the business of, he sells pharmaceutical products. He'll sell nail files for ladies. He sells nail clippers. He sells shaving cream. He's a manufacturer, and he sells to pharmacies. And a week ago, he sent me an email that he received, because he's effectively around the healthcare supply, wholesale manufacturer. He received an email from the procurement, the buying department of the UK's National Health Service.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, we're interested in buying personal protective equipment. We're interested in buying gel. We're interested in buying masks. We're interested in buying all sorts of things. They gave a list and gave the criteria. And David, who sent me the email, said, do you have contacts for that? And I said that I don't say no. I say, I will find out. And as of this morning, I can provide him that in any quantity he wants. He's certificated. What's that got to do with life insurance? Absolutely nothing. but it's got everything to do with the fact that David will make money by supplying it to the NHS.
Mm-hmm.
And I will make a little bit of money, but on large quantities, a little bit on each one is a good payout for making 2 phone calls. Kind of like this, the magic circle. So that's why I said, if people say, what do you do? Say, I'm complicated. We have insurance, we've got finance, we buy and sell physical goods, we do some stuff with real estate. We create and preserve your wealth, create and protect your wealth. So it's not, it doesn't have very much to do with selling necessarily a life insurance, but we're in business. That's what we do. I'll share with you another idea that I presented in that presentation I gave in Israel for the first time, and it completely fascinated them. And this is purely for life insurance, and goes back to the very basics of life insurance. If you wish, you can do it more structured and more scientific by creating the right spreadsheet and calculator. But we now, when we go to talk to people about life insurance, we can talk, yeah, you can buy life insurance and when you're dead, somebody has money. But that's not exactly the most charming conversation you can have with someone. But
we know.
Yeah, but if I said to you, Andre, I've got an interesting proposition here. Would you be interested in investing a little bit of money and getting typically between 17 and 20% per year return on your money? It's guaranteed. It's zero risk. Does this sound of any interest to you?
Yeah.
Between 17 and 20% a year with zero risk, guaranteed. Most people at that point say there's no such thing. And I say, there is. And you need to qualify for it. There are certain, it's not impossible. And there is a small catch. And they say, what's the catch? And I said, I can guess roughly when you will get your return, but I cannot tell you the exact time. And when they say, the typical customer, I've got several presentations on that, but the typical customer will be between 35 and 50. And I will say to him, look, if you're between 35 and 50, are you saving for your retirement? And he says, yes, and nobody saves enough, because if you use the traditional model of putting $200-300 a month away, you're never going to have enough to replace your income. You need leverage, which is one, by the way, why real estate works so well. But I say, I've got something else that will produce for you, if you're between 35 and 50, will produce for you typically 17, 18% a year, guaranteed, no risk, around the time when you're 65, 70, maybe earlier. Have I got all your attention? Now, what do I sell him? I sell him the idea of taking out life insurance policy on his parents.
Yeah, but that's
Because by the time somebody is 65, 70, you have to be very, very, very lucky for both your parents to be alive. And if you work out how much you have to pay into the policy and how much the guaranteed sum insured is, you will find that the compound annual return is around between 17 and 20%.
Wow.
And the payout is guaranteed because I tell you what, they are not staying around forever. They are guaranteed to die. And there's zero risk because they're guaranteed to die.
Mm-hmm.
And when they say, oh, it's not nice, I say, well, you have to divorce yourself in your mind from the fact that you will be sad because your parents will die, and the fact that you've just had £500,000 or dollars or whatever come into your bank account.